Hey guys, it's Miss Castor. I just wanted to give you a heads up of what your project is going to be and give you an example and show you exactly how I am expecting you to complete your project. You're going to get a blank project that looks like this. You actually have a couple of these in your packet. If you look at those, it's just right after page 19. And these are going to be your rough drafts. I will check these rough drafts before you will be able to actually work on the final project of it all with the color paper and whatnot. So anyways, you're going to be given something that looks like this, and then you will also be given your scenario. Unless you are pre-AP, then you will be creating your own. So for example, if you are given this scenario right here, so here's my scenario. Brandy invested $3,000 in the $30,000 in the stock market. Her investment is losing, that's important, it is losing $300 each day. So from here, our problem is how much money will Brandy have left after 1 week? Well, we need to figure out first, we need to break down, if this says days and this is in weeks, this right here is 7 days. Okay, so she's starting out with 30,000, and then she's losing. So the mathematical operation for losing would be subtraction. So we are losing $300 each day. Well, that each day is my variable. That's where I'm going to place my variable. So I can use D for day, or I can use whatever you would like. But I'm just going to use a simple X. And so all of this is equal to my Y. So I'm going to then come over here to my process. You will need to color code the scenario, by the way, whenever you put it in your project. But I'm not going to do that right now. Alright, so if X is my days, going to go ahead and label that. So we know we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have to add on 6 and 7 because we have a total of 7 days. Alright, so my process is we start out with $30,000, and then we're losing 300 X. So if I've got 30,000 minus 300 times 1, because this X value right here is going to be plugged in right here, that's going to give me my Y value. So that Y value is going to be 29,700. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing, plugging 2 in for my X. So I've got 30,000 minus 300 times 2. And that ends up being 29,400. And then we do the same thing with 3. Do we see a pattern here? I sure hope we do. We have 29,100. So you're going to fill this out all the way down, replacing the X value for this X value over here. Then, over here, you are going to do the algebra. Your favorite subject, I am very well aware. Okay, so we've got Y equals 30,000 minus 300 per day. And my problem says, how much money will she have left after 1 week, which is 7 days? So I'm going to go ahead and solve this equation. I'm going to multiply this times 7. So we know that we have Y equals 30,000 minus, then we need to multiply this. So what is 300 times 7? Well, that would be 2100. So if you would like to use a calculator, you can go ahead and do that. I'll pull up my calculator so that we can all see exactly what this is. Say 30,000 minus 2100, because my 300 times 7 gives me 2100. That's going to equal 27,900. So I have y equals 27,900. That is my final answer. Alright, so the next part is going to be the graph. This is just a much more enlarged version of the exact same graph. So a couple things you are going to need to do is have a title. So since Brandy's investment in this particular area of stock market was not very good, I'm going to title this Brandy's Bad Investment. Alright, so now from here, we are going to label my x and my y axis. My x is going to be my days. We've already talked about that. And then my y is going to be money. And this money is going to be in thousands. So I'm going to label my days. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. Then I'm going to start up here at the top, and I'm going to have this be 30,000, and this is going to be 29.5 thousand. This is just going to be 29,000. It's going to be 28.5. Now this last little bit right here, I'm going to, instead of label it all the way down, we never have a graph start at anything other than 0. But I'm going to go ahead and label this 20.5. So to show that this doesn't start at 0, I'm going to do something that looks like this. That right there, that little zigzaggy line, tells us that there's some room between 0 and $20.5 thousand. So now from here, let's take a look at our chart, or our table. Okay, so on day 0, so where we started was we started at $30,000. Then after day 1, we dropped to 29.7. So that's going to be represented by about right here. Then on day 2, we dropped down to 29.4. So that's going to be about right here. Then day 3, we've got 29.1 thousand. Right about there. Day 4, we've got 28.8 thousand. Which would be about right here. And then day 6, we've got 28.5, so that's going to be right here. I'm sorry, that was day 5. Day 6, we've got 28.2. So we've got 28.2. Day 7, we've got 27.9. So 27.9, so right here. As we can see, this is going to be a very straight line. So let's go ahead and graph that line. So we can draw a line through my points, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So it's going to look about like this. So we can very easily see now at 8 days how much money she's going to have. At 9 days, how much money. At 10 days, how much money. So this is going to be a great tool for us to use to see in the future what her investment is going to do. So now you kind of figure out exactly what each part of the project is. The rubric will be online. I will go ahead and pull that up for you right here. So here is a rubric. Here is your rubric. And again, this rubric is in your packet. So I will post this on my website. And then here's another more colorful project. This is a sample that you can see as well. If you have any questions, please come to class tomorrow with those, tomorrow being Tuesday, and we will try to figure those out. So also, parents, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. This is, students, going to be your project, and you will not have a final exam. Again, come to class if you have any questions. I will see y'all tomorrow.